Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back doing a best of 3 Phyrexia, all will be one draft. Let's see, we got a rare, it's a mythic, 4-mana, 3/5 flyer. Wow, if you would proliferate twice instead. Oh my goodness. Remove 3 counters from among other artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers you control. Put an indestructible counter on this. That's cool. Well, let's take Techathal. Mr. Double Proliferate. Wow. Transplant Theorist is really good. I like this card. Loots lets you loot with other artifacts and then prevents you from milling yourself out. Awaken the Sleeper is an uncommon steal effect that also blows up equipment. Armored Scrap Gorge is a great card. 2 mana 0/3, but it gets 3/3/0. If it has 3 or more oils counters on it, it adds mana of any color, and when it's tapped, you get to exile cards from graveyards and put oil counters on it. Great card. Other good ones in here. I like the Batter Fist. The 4 Mirrodin cards are good, and that one is cheap. Volt Charge, some good instant speed removal with Proliferate. A lot of good cards in there, but yeah, we'll go ahead and just, take the Mythic. What's this one do? 2 mana 3/1. Whenever a player casts their first multicolored spell each turn, each other player draws a card. Huh. Well, I guess this is good if you're not playing any multicolor, because then your opponent's multicolor cards reward you, which is pretty good. Otherwise, in blue for a follow-up, maybe just want the Blister Zoa. It's 6 mana, but it's a flyer. It enters with an oil counter. Gets more oil counters on it if you proliferate. Twice as much if you have Techathal out. You can remove the counter to put Indestructible on this. And it's also just a good card. When it dies, you get to draw cards. I like it. It is expensive, as I've said. Prologue to Phyrexia. I'm obviously addicted to poison, but do I just want the Zenith Chronicler? Just because, like I said, if I don't play any multicolor... I mean, it's a 2 mana 3/1, which is not bad. I think I'm going to take it. I'm going to assume most decks run a couple. We'll see. Okay, the pick now. Well, in blue, we just have Vivisurgeon's Insight, which is fine. Not a bad card. A lot of black cards in here. And some pretty decent white cards. Got some toxic stuff. Or we could just take the Expanse, because I'm not 100% sure what I want the most. Apostle, obviously good. If you pay 6 mana for a 4/4 flying double strike, you're pretty happy. But the question is, are we going to get enough poison counters on our opponent to make that worth our time? It might be worth trying it anyway, and just hoping, and we don't really have to go for a dedicated... I mean, it's all because it's an uncommon, I think, is the big thing. You don't see a ton of them. Let's take it. I know it's good. I've won games with it. You don't have to be dedicated toxic. You get rewarded for going more of a corrupted route. All right, so this is a sorcery that lets you get into the battlefield effects again. And it also lets you get stuff back from your graveyard to the battlefield. Not bad. Prism is some fixing. Dune Mover is not a bad card either. It's not great, because there are a lot of X1s in this format, but it's really not bad. It's a 2 mana 2/1 with Toxic, so it sets us up for Proliferate and Corrupted. It's an artifact, not that that's relevant yet, but it does let you find a land. It makes more hands keepable, especially when we've got some color-intensive spells. I'm kind of leaning towards this. Prologue to Phyrexia is a card I love. I really do love this card. Just straight up give your opponent a poison counter is nice. But I think I'm going to go with Dune Mover unless... Am I missing something? Is this card really good? I suppose if you have a lot of Enter the Battlefield effects, it's good. Alright. I haven't actually played with the Injector yet, but it gives Toxic one. I think that's good. Otherwise, another chance to get Insight. In white, we have a Justiciar, which might actually be a good option here. It's an artifact. It gets bigger with artifacts. It has lifelink. We have a couple artifacts already. We're probably not going dedicated toxic, although at this point, maybe we could. It never hurts to get a bunch of cheap stuff. How do I feel about this Injector? I think this card's good. I like this. I kind of want to play it, but if I'm not... I mean, we already have some X1s, so it's going to help with that. Let's give it a... I haven't played with or against it yet. I'm going to give it a chance here. It also is colorless, which helps. So, Monument to Perfection, too much work to get this going. That's not going to happen. Mesmerizing Dose, on the other hand, I know that's good. This is some very playable removal that also proliferates and deals with just a whole lot of threats. Otherwise, we've got Bardiche, which is kind of one of the more expensive 4 Mirrodin cards, and clunky to equip as well. But Vigilance is a big deal when you're making something bigger. And Aspirant's Ascent, not bad, but we'll take the dose. And all right, more white. That's good. I love Experimental Augury. I think this card's great. 2 mana, instant speed. Look at top 3, get any one of them, and proliferate. That's a lot of upside for 2 mana instant. There's Terramorphic Expanse in here for some fixing, but gosh, at this point, it does kind of feel like we should go almost dedicated toxic again. I can't help myself, guys. I'm addicted. I am just addicted to... Somehow we wield Blister Zoa. Is it not as good as I thought it was? This card's got to be good with all the proliferate. Let's take it. I like Bring the Ending too, and Insight we've seen already is good, but we're going to take the Blister Zoa. All right, we can take the Theorist. We already have 3 artifacts, so it's good for that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like I said, it prevents you from milling yourself out, and looting is good. It's also 2/4 body, not bad. Anatomist is certainly playable in this deck too, but we'll take the Theorist. Surgical Spellbomb. I actually like this card. Oh, with all this proliferate, this might actually be a plan to win the game, huh? That's kind of cool. I think Skullbomb. It's an uncommon. I'm going to try it. I think the Skullbomb is probably the more practical pick, to be perfectly honest. But I'm going to take the Insight over the Conviction. I actually really like Conviction. I think it's a really good combat trick. But draw 3 proliferate is a nice little hand refill. I guess we'll take Against All Odds. We've got some Enter the Battlefield effects. I doubt it makes the deck, but whatever. Well, this potentially... I mean, if you're paying 4 mana for a 4/4 Vigilance, you're happy. And this is an artifact as well. Yeah, I guess so. Skrelv's Hive. Here's a good one. This is a sweet card. And I haven't gotten to play with it yet. And we did pick up some white, so I think it's nice here. Otherwise, in blue, there's the Glistener Seer, which is... not great. Skitterfang's a great card. This one is legitimately just great. Proliferate. But I'm going to take the Hive because I haven't played with it yet. And I guess it's still early enough where we could build some sort of toxic proliferate thing. I won't go out of my way. I know, I've been doing it a lot. I'm trying to cool off on it. I don't want to get too crazy here. It's just so easy to go crazy, though. Well, here we could just take a Darkslick Shores. It really doesn't hurt the deck. And it lets us splash black if we want to. Otherwise, there's Lightbringer. We do have a Injector. Or we take another Insight, but we wield it already. So I'll take the Shores. Just get the fixing in case we want to. Safe House. All activated abilities of all lands and all graveyards. Well, that seems more like a constructed build-around card. I could take another Font of Progress, and I guess we could really go for the mill plan, huh? Just mill and live. Otherwise, there's Quicksilver Fisher. I think we wheeled Font last time, right? So maybe we could wheel it again. Do I want the Fisher that badly? It's pretty good. 5 mana, 4 power, flyer with loot. It is only a 4/3. You're paying 5 mana for 3 toughness. Not the best. Maybe we just go for the Font plan with Proliferate. Question is, do we have enough Proliferate to really make it go off? I don't know. We'll find out. So we can take Anatomist. It does Proliferate. It's kind of what we want to do. There's Raptor, which is a flyer that also has Toxic. Or we could take another Dune Mover. It's an artifact. Can find us lands. Because we are a wee bit color intensive as well as more on the expensive end. Twilight. We can keep, you know, we have Darkslick Shores. So maybe we just take the draw. I mean, this is good removal at any point in the game. And Proliferate is obviously useful for us. Let's take it. Creatures you control that are equipped get +1/+0. That's kind of cool. I like Reject Imperfection. Proliferate, still useful. Or we could just take a Watcher, which is an artifact, also a flyer, and it has more upside to it. But this is an uncommon, and Proliferate's useful for us with the Font of Progress, so why don't we just take it? And you can counter anything with it. Toxic 2 vehicle. Wow, and it enters and draws. That's kind of cool. What's the synthesizer do? So cast a non-creature spell. Oh yeah, this eventually can get unblocked. I kind of like that. I don't think these are worth splashing. Testament Bearer is good though. Could take the Rib Skiff. Crew 3 is pretty tough. Maybe we just take the synthesizer. It's a 2-drop. It gets oil counters. It works well with Proliferate. Can block maybe reasonably well. Ooh, another Augury. Yes, please. I'll keep taking all the Proliferate I can, just because with Font of Progress, we're looking like we got a plan here, guys. We got a plan. Clunky plan. Sinew Dancer. Well, this card is good if you can get corrupted. We have some toxic, not a million, but we've got some. We might still be able to find some more though. I don't think we're doing the against all odds plan, if I'm being perfectly honest. Seer, another chance to get it. I mean, it kind of makes sense for the deck. Grimdark on the splash, probably not bad. Scrap Trap, we like Proliferate. I doubt the Seer is going to be good for us, but comes in with oil counters, and I guess if we really need to scry, it's good. Maybe we'll give it a try and see what we think. Another Insight. We've only got one 5-drop. I guess 2 of them is acceptable unless we're splashing Skitterling, which I don't think we are. Or I could play the Lightbringer, but probably don't need it. How many creatures do we have? We're a little bit creature light, but remember we have a good amount of card draw too. 2 Auguries. What's this do again? Enters with oil, remove an oil, it becomes a creature. It's not that great. Almost a higher chance of the Enforcer going off because we actually have a pretty good amount of artifacts in here. How many artifacts do we have? Yeah, we have 7. Not bad. That's actually not bad for an Enforcer. Although, are we really playing Kinsmith? Probably not. We only have 1 mirror. I guess if you have... still, you're paying 4 mana for a 3/1. It's pretty bad. Alright, let's take the Anatomist. Unless I just... No, we'll just take the big blocker. 5 is actually relevant toughness, too, I would say. I would argue. So here's another mirror. This one's okay. But yeah, I think I actually agree. I might just want the Bardiche because it's a creature where I can reattach it to things. It is clunky. Tybar. Well, we're pretty far from this. Oh yeah, this card's not that good anyway. So probably don't want that. Otherwise, another Sinew Dancer. Could take the Prologue to Phyresis. It's with all the Proliferate we have, it's pretty good. I mean, it's like a... It's a fine card for the deck, I would argue. So we can take that. Unless I want to splash. You could splash Annihilating Glare, too. That's totally fine. We just have the Darkslick Shore, so we're going to have to hurt our mana base quite a bit to do it. I'll just take the Prologue. Feed the Infection. I don't like losing life, but... Yeah, and you have... Yeah, I don't think so. Evangelist, though, probably worth the splash. Yeah, I could see this be... I mean, this blows things up, which is pretty good. And we have a decent chance, I would argue, for getting corrupted online. Otherwise, Anoint, same argument. I'd just rather have a 4/4 Vigilance Body, too. I mean, this does a lot if you can get that online. Let's just take it. Another Dune Mover might just be the pick, although Raptor is pretty excellent. It's just Dune Mover for us with the Black Splash now is going to be pretty nice for fixing. It's just Raptor with Proliferate is great too. But I think I'm going to take the Dune Mover, not because I love it, but because I think it's an important card for us with the amount of color intensity we have, if we are in fact splashing as much as I think we are. So we can take Synthesizer, that's also good. Because we have a pretty good amount of non-creature spells, I would say. And with Proliferate, it's a good chance that gets unblockable. Or we probably more intelligently just take the Planar Disruption, which is like a deal with anything kind of removal spell. Logbook. This is actually not bad in a deck that's got 8 artifacts. Yeah, I could see that being good. Oh, this is kind of cool. Get something back. Maybe we'll just try the logbook. Although we have a lot of card draw already, we probably don't need that much. All right, another evangelist. Yes, please. I'm gonna take it. Other good blue cards in here we want, but evangelist is pretty sweet. All right, Blade of Shared Souls. Whenever it becomes attached to a creature, for as long as it remains attached to it, you may have that creature become a copy of another target creature you control. And it's got 4 Mirrodin. I mean, that's cool. We've got some pretty beefy dudes. It doesn't enter the battle. Otherwise, I take another Mesmerizing Dose, which is pretty good too. But this is a rare. It's a pretty strong rare with some of the creatures we have. All right, this is a cool card. I like that one quite a bit. Otherwise, we splash Hybrid, which is also a good card. But I'm going to take the Surgeon because gets oil counters and gives things flying is pretty good. Are there a lot of things we want to give flying? I guess not. Well, too late now. So we'll take another Sinew Dancer. Got a lot of good corrupted stuff. Now it feels less likely we'd need this Bardiche. Got a lot of 5-drops already. 2 6-drops we have are good. So plenty of creatures. We've got 9 artifacts. This is also an artifact, so we could take it. It's not a bad card. Or we splash Testament Bearer. I like Testament Bearer, but splashing it I don't love. But with 2 Dune Movers and a Darkslick Shores and 1 Swamp, we should be good. I mean, like I said, Enforcer's not a bad card. It's just, how realistic is it that we're... Yeah, at least take a look at this. Okay. Well, let's look at what we're doing here, because we've got quite the deck now, don't we? So I guess if we have the... Because we have 2 multicolor cards, that does make our Zenith Chronicler worse, doesn't it? That's okay. So, cards to cut. We don't need to run 3 swamps for 3 black spells, do we? I don't think so. We probably want something more like this. Because that way we're like 8 white, 8 blue, 2 black, plus the Dune Movers. That's probably acceptable. So yeah, do we need 3 Orthodoxy Enforcers? Probably not. Are we going to end up cutting some artifacts? Probably. So, do we need the Curator? Well, we don't have that many instants and sorceries. We have the Drown and Ichor, which is a great one to get back. We have the Auguries, not bad to get back. Reject Imperfection. Getting back a counterspell is not bad, but even if they see it coming, it's probably acceptable. But ultimately, do we need it? I guess getting some insights back, that's kind of good. It's a little clunky. You don't get it right back to your hand either. That's relevant. You know, Enforcer... We probably don't need the Enforcers. And we're already at, what, 18 creatures? Wow. Got a lot of creatures we can cut. Do I need Logbook? So if you have 2 artifacts, you're paying 4 mana to draw a card. It's pretty clunky. I think I'd rather just do the Insight plan if we're going to do draw card effects. I'm okay with Chrome Prowler. I don't think it's that bad. Synthesizer we have, so 3 Sinew Dancers is probably a little bit excessive, but I do like it. Glistener Seer is kind of whatever. It's just I'm basically playing it because I can proliferate on it, which is a decent reason. I'm kind of at the point now where all of my stuff is at that spot. Yeah. So maybe the Chrome Prowler can go, even though it's an artifact. Oh, we can cut more creatures too, because our 4 Mirrodin. This is technically a creature. Yeah, so remains you may have that creature become a copy of it. So it's, I mean, it's kind of cool. If you have a Apostle or Blister So out, you have a copy of that. Yeah, not bad. 17. So do we need 3 Sinew Dancers? I mean, Sinew Dancer is excellent if you have... I mean, you can lock down whole boards. So maybe it's just better than Glistener Seer. This, I mean, what... This can block 2 power dudes, but yeah, we probably don't need that. We're going to definitely try the Injector out, though. Do I need the Atmosphere Surgeon? I might not. I kind of like it. Giving things flying is good, but we have a good amount of evasion already. Our finishers are evasive. This is evasive. I mean, it never hurts to have more evasion access. And it's a fairly good uncommon I wanted to try out, but we're still, I think, going to try the Font of Progress plan and see how that goes. Do I still want to try the Curator? That's another question. I could maybe cut it. I mean, at this point, we should probably cut some of our early game. I guess Hive technically counts as a creature, too. So, do we need 3 Sinew Dancers? Probably not. Do I still want to play the Chronicler? We may not need the Chronicler. You know, this is probably a better sideboard card anyway, even though it's an artifact. You know, whatever it works for Theorist, but... We can probably sideboard into that if we play against a deck that's got a bunch of multicolor cards. Is 4 5-drops too much? I don't think so. The Dune Mover's fine lands too. So does Augury in a pinch. Yeah. Well, we're at the point. I need to make some decisions here about what's getting cut. So maybe the Anatomist, even though I like Proliferate quite a bit. Maybe the Anatomist can go. It's kind of a whatever card. I may cut the Synthesizer, even though I like it. Maybe we don't have... Well, we do have enough... And we have Proliferate. It's okay. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm going to cut it. So... 4 more cuts. And... We're at 14 creatures, so they should probably be non-creature cards. Although we have all the card draw, so it doesn't matter if we're running low creature count, to be honest. Maybe I just need 1 Insight. Yeah, that's probably okay. With 2 Auguries and a Prologue, yeah, we probably have enough card draw. And I'm just looking for things to cut at this point, so it kind of works. Maybe cut the Surgeon. Maybe we'll cut 1 Sinew Dancer. 3 might be a bit excessive. So we're at 13 creatures with the Blade. And then, 14 with Hive. So we're still okay on creatures, even after all that. Maybe the Curator can go. It's cute. It actually is pretty good. But what am I going to choose, I guess? I mean, Drown for removal, Prologue for another poison counter draw, Augur to look and proliferate. All of those are not bad. Counterspell is pretty good late game. Even if they see it coming, you're drawing you leave 3 mana up, and you can just tactically take down whatever you need to. I kind of don't mind the Curator, and we should probably still be thinking about cutting non-creature spells, I think. But like I said, we're at a tough spot where we've got just a lot of good stuff. I mean, I don't have to splash Drown and Ichor, but this card is good. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Well, I'm having a real tough time deciding, so I feel like I might cut the Reject Imperfection, even though I like it. And I might cut, I'm thinking about maybe Curator, even though I like it a lot too. And it does bring our creature count down to like 13 if I cut this. Because that's plus Blade plus Hive. That only leaves me at like 13. Just not very much. It's a tough, it's a tough call. It is. And color-wise, we're looking like more blue than white. But, I mean, it's kind of a cool plan. We're going to see if font is worth its salt. This is a 3-mana 2/2 that hopefully becomes like a... Yeah, maybe Blade of Shared Souls isn't that great for us. Like, we have... You can't... So I can't make it a copy of this because we'll have 2 of the same legend. I can make it a copy of that. I'll have a 2/4, but it doesn't enter the battlefield, so you don't get that effect. I can make it a Sinew Dancer and tap more things. I can have it get toxic. It's basically only good if I have the big guns out, and these big guns kind of win the game on their own. So maybe Blade of Shared Souls isn't what I want. Maybe I cut that, and maybe we do the Curators to get more value back from the graveyard. A little more to do with our mana. I could see that maybe. Okay, round 1, we'll play first. Let's keep. We even have that Font of Progress, which I guess we don't really have to play it right away, especially since we get a trigger off Transplant Theorist with it. So let's just jam a Sinew Dancer and hope we can get corrupted at some point. Ooh, Augury. I think we'll hold off on the Augury for now. Augury's more useful once we have that font out. May have to actually take a land. Well, maybe we will play the font then. That way the Augury can at least, put a counter on it. Ooh. Oh, toxic, dude. Well, let's pass. I can mill them for 2, or I can do the Augury. Well, probably mill 2 is better use of mana, but Augury gets me another card and puts a counter on the font, so probably do the Augury. Put an all counter on it, add a... Okay, that's right. That's cool. Good with Proliferate. That would be good in our deck, I think. So, I don't have the mana for this. Oh, I can get... Let's do Curator. We can get Augury back. I like that. Yeah, that's really good. Find poison at some point, maybe. I can do Theorist next turn and technically discard the island if I want. Or I can do Augury plus Font and Mill 4. Mill 4 is a little more relevant. That's like 10% of the deck, That's a little more relevant. Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright, so we can do the Theorist now. I think I'm okay with that. And then I can attack for 3 still, too. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, well, guess we'll ditch the land and get in for 3 here. So they can ramp now with that. All right. Sure. How's this one work? Okay. Well, let's Augury here. All right, we have the Injector. Well, let's get the Dune Mover. Oh, but then that allows me to play the Evangel. Well, otherwise I have to do the Injector. don't know if I want that. Dune Mover gets me the black mana. We probably do that so we can get the 4/4 Vigilance, dude. Keep getting our font of progress up a little bit higher. The only problem is they're not corrupted, you know? Oh, but we also get the Curator value too. That's nice. But I guess I'm not going to trigger it because I know what I'm drawing, so we don't need to loot. And I want both cards in my hand, so that makes sense. I mean, Font eventually is going to get there. Slowly but surely. As long as they don't blow it up, it is going to get there. Milling 4 at a time is no joke. So, I suppose we block with the 3/4. Sure. So how does this work? You have to remove 2. I see. You have to remove 2 to get the full-fledged value. So we can start doing the font of progress now. They have 1 card left in hand. I can enchant Tablet of Completion and then they can't even activate it. I could do that next turn. So they have 1 card left. I can start using Font of Progress, or I can attack with Dune Mover too. I mean, I've got some options here. Oh, I'm fine with that. No problemo. Well, I guess I'll jam an Evangelist then. I mean, it's still a faster clock. I mean, they have 0 poison counters on them, so there's really no incentive to wait for the Corrupted. I have a removal spell, and I have Font of Progress just ready to pop off at any point. And I'm probably just going to hit the tablet, yeah, with the Planar Disruption, honestly. Why not? This would let them draw a card each turn, so I don't want that. Alright. No cards left. We'll do the disruption on the tablet for sure. So they can't draw, and we'll start milling them out. But we'll wait until the end of the turn in case they have some sort of... I mean, I guess I could attack here, because if they find a removal spell, they'll start picking us apart, and they'd have to double block. I think I'm okay getting the 2-for-1 here. I shouldn't have played the card, but I think this is honestly a better trade for me. Because if they get a removal spell, then they get in with both of those. I get a 2-for-1, and I'm putting them in a position where they have the top deck creatures. I feel like it's probably better. What do we hit? Some stuff and things. They've got a pretty good looking deck there. A lot of 4 Mirrodin stuff, huh? They gonna let us see the rest of their deck, or what? Are they gonna concede? No, they're gonna let us see the whole deck, which I'm okay with, so we don't need to show them anymore. And it's best of 3, so they've got like they got a pretty decent looking deck, actually. They've got some equipment based deck, a lot of cheap beaters, with Toxic as well. This is great with the equipment too. Some removal that's pretty... The Hazardous Blast was good against us. Demolition's pretty awesome against us when we're going for the... I mean, we're not dedicated mill, but, I mean, they're looking pretty dedicated aggro, so we gotta come up with a good early game plan. Is my Synthesizer a good bet here? It blocks the 2/2s. That's not bad. I could see that being worth our time. Get some more early game. I mean, we put 0 poison counters on them the whole game. That's not great. And the Sinew Dancers are... You know what's really unfortunate is Sinew Dancer is great in this matchup. With all that like equipment that they want to pile on one creature. If we get to the point where they're infected, we, you know, tap down. That's pretty nice. They have multicolor cards in there. Doesn't look like it. Imperfection is very good here. Yeah, this is a little trickier. Maybe I'll cut the Surgeon and bring in the 1/3. That kind of makes sense. Wait, that wasn't the one I wanted, but actually the Seer's not bad either. Maybe we'll bring in the Synthesizer. Maybe Skrelv's Hive isn't exactly what I want. I probably can't afford to do Skrelv's Hive, but the card is so strong. Maybe on the draw it is quite a bit weaker. But if I mean, you're making a dude every turn. I don't know. It's tough to say. Maybe I can ditch the... Well, the Injector is pretty important too. Running out of time here. I guess I'll cut one Sinew Dancer, but that feels bad. Because like I said, Sinew Dancer is actually pretty good here. The Glistener Seer blocks the 2/2s, but doesn't block their 3/1s. Maybe that wasn't a good choice. Scrying is nice, though. Maybe it's not a good idea to have so much expensive stuff. The 2 6-drops, but the 2 6-drops are pretty good. You have, like, no artifact hate either. Well, we're on the draw, and we only need 1 land, but we're playing against aggro, so it's probably too dangerous to keep that. This we'll have to keep, and we'll probably ditch the... I guess the splash removal? I mean, this is one of our win cons here. Injector I definitely want with the Sinew Dancer. And I want this too, so it's either the removal or the font. I guess splash removal maybe we cut. That's a tough one. Injector is actually pretty awesome. It's pretty cheap to play and equip. Even if you don't need Toxic that badly, you know? Alright. So we'll go for the Injector here. So I've got planar disruption for bigger things I can't deal with. Like that. Unfortunately, how does this work? Oh, yeah. Well, there's Skrelv's Hive. Double Strike's gonna be a tough one. How much does it cost to re-equip? At least it's 5 to re-equip. That's pretty good. Alright. I guess I do Hive this turn. So the earlier the better on that. We keep the Dancer back to block the Chorus, because we can't attack into the Double Strike dude anyway. It's just an uncommon too. It's pretty good. And War Whip's pretty awesome because it just lets you like free equip stuff. It's nice. I like that. There's our blue mana. That's good. So let's get in with the Sinew Dancer here. All right. Okay. So it only costs 1 to equip the injector. So we can probably do Prologue, give him a poison. Alright. And then we could Disruption the Double Striker now. And then they at least have to spend their whole turn. Prevents 4 damage. Probably have to do that. Otherwise, my plan is take another 4, equip the injector. Alright, let's just make them pay the 5 mana, I guess. Yeah, like if I do it on the equipment, I still have to deal with the... Yeah, it's a little tough. So we'll equip, even though we can't block. And I guess we do this because we only have 1 blue mana. That was weird. Let's do the Augury here. But at least our guys have lifelink now. That's nice. So then we can do the Dose, but I can't cast it. So we probably need to do the Island, actually. Put it on those two. And then we can do this. But unfortunately, even with the 3 life gain, or 2 life gain, whatever it is, not enough here. Why did I block that one? We don't have any artifact destruction either, so it's gonna make things tricky. Go to game 3 here. Let's see. Yeah, is there anything I can do? Like, is Skrelv's Hive too much of a liability? At least it, you know, I feel like it's pretty useful, especially on the play. It'd probably be much more useful on the play, at least. I mean, our 4/4s are gonna be pretty useful against them, I imagine. Their bodies aren't that great. I just need to get some, like, mediocre bodies against them. Maybe we'll just get off the tap plan. God, but the tap is good with the equipment. But they've got so many little dudes. Maybe we'll ditch the Sinew Dancer, and we'll go for a little bit more of, like, a mid-range. Because how many artifacts do we have again? I forgot. 6 now? Ugh, that's not that many. And I imagine the dudes we create aren't artifacts, are they? Oh, no, they are artifacts. Well, that's cool. That's nice. So maybe an Enforcer. At least, I mean, even a 2/4 is whatever. X4 is pretty good. Is the black still worth the splash? You know, that's debatable, but if I'm blowing things up, I'm pretty happy, especially if it's an artifact. Blowing up their equipment is relevant. Getting a 4/4 vigilance is also relevant. Is the curve too high? Maybe. But these will just win the game if I can get them down. Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I could get rid of the drown, but... Yeah, maybe get rid of drown, splash less black, and do like the 1/3 maybe. Or I already bring in the 1/3. I did. So just bring one Sinew Dancer back maybe. That's at 13, 14 creatures sort of. All right, we'll try that. It's a tricky one. Our deck is it's a weird deck against aggro. We can outlast. I don't think Skrelv's Hive is bad. The lifelink is still relevant. This hand's actually pretty good. We got Sinew Dancer into Hive. I mean, I don't know what more you want. This is like some of the best this deck can do, I would say. Although, oh, we get blown out by the Blaze of Glory or whatever. That's true. We really do. Especially since we lose all that life in the meantime. Alright, there's our font. So we can do Dune Mover, get we'll do Dune Mover, get a black mana. So then we're fixed. And then I'll play the Font of Progress. Then next turn I can do the Enforcer. Well, not too intimidated by that. Certainly don't mind if they attack. Get some poison counters on them. Oh, that makes sense. It's kind of a smart move. I like that. So we'll smash with this. I'm happy to trade 1-for-1 on that. That's fine. And we'll do the Enforcer. We got a 4/4 Vigilance now too. It's pretty good. We got the Augury to find stuff, proliferate, whatever. Sure. Sensible. Alright. So, why don't we... Guess I'll just Augury... Well, no, we don't want to Augury first, so... Let's get in with these two. They can Blazing Crescendo, I guess. But they didn't have it, so they're going to take 4 damage instead. They don't have any poison we can manipulate, but that's not a huge deal. So we'll play this. Still get to Proliferate. Ooh. I wish this was better, but we're still going to take it, because we can play it. And I guess we'll pass. So they're a ways away from getting corrupted here, but that's okay. Sure. Makes sense. We can blow that up at some point, maybe. Costs 3 to equip. 2, oh yeah, that's right, 2 to equip. And it's got double strike too. It's pretty good. Alright. So we have the Evangelist, but more importantly, we've got the Sinew Dancer that we can actually cast here, so still in good shape. We are just like a should we let it? No, I don't think we want him to attack for 8 there. So let's see. think we still just chill. I mean, I want him to get corrupted here, but we got some work to do. Or at least we're a land away from... Oh, unfortunately they had it, which is too bad. Because we were looking really good right up until they played that. Bummer. Alright, so Dune Mover unfortunately does not help us, other than being a blocker. So we'll do that. I guess it's an artifact too. I don't really want to trade there. I mean, I'm probably going to have to, but... Yeah. Looks like Hazardous Blast was GG's, but we kind of knew that was going to be. So I think we actually double block the double striker, but then they can still just... Is it just static ability too? Yeah. Dang, that's a tough one. It's just a static ability. Like if I double block the double striker, I guess we just block here and then chump so we don't die. Tough one. All right, see you for the next one. All right, round 2, we'll play first. Man, I really want to keep this. Just because of how good Hive is. It might be worth it. Because once we get the second land, we have Hive. Then we have Dune Mover to find third land. This might be worth risking. I think I'm going to risk it. Potentially dangerous. Are we on the draw? Better if we're on the draw, I would say. Well, at least I guess they mull to 5. Maybe that'll make a difference. All right. All right. Well, got what we needed. Now we can get a blue mana, probably off the Dune Mover, because we've got all these double blues. Ah. That's cool. Becomes a 4/4 when another artifact enters, huh? Alright. Do I want to get the black mana, or do I want to get the blue? I mean, we need 2 blue for these. I might actually get the black mana. This is a bit crazy, actually, but my thoughts are I need 2 blue to cast these anyway, and I'm actually just a mana away from Evangelist now, so maybe this is better. Ooh. Makes sense. I guess we just attack here, don't we? I think we'll actually tap the Sentry and take 8. Oh, I can't play anything. Well, I guess if they have an artifact, they get us. And unfortunately, we don't gain life here either. Hey, it's not an artifact. Oh, never mind. Whoops. Alright, well, we lost the mull of 5. That's not good. But I guess it was a bit of a shaky keep, but it also was like banking on drawing some, you know, proper colors and everything. I don't know. It was probably a shaky keep. What shall we do instead? So they're playing like an artifacty plan. No anti-artifact whatsoever for us, huh? And then they've got this dude that's like a dude that does dude things. It's multicolor. Do I want to bring in this? Probably not. So why don't we just stick to the same plan? Yeah, I don't really see a sideboard plan based on what we saw to do something different. Alright, play first. Hey, there's a keep. It's a nice hand, actually. So we can do this and do the font. And then we can do the Dune Mover and get a blue mana, because we have double blue that needs to be had. Yeah, so I guess I was supposed to tap the 4/4 and then I just wouldn't attack, so I wouldn't have Corrupted online. Or would I still attack and just lose my Dune Mover? I'm talking about game 1. I guess maybe I'm supposed to do that and get the lifelink online at least, prevent the damage. Maybe that's smarter. So now I guess, do I even need to grab a land at this point? I mean, I've got 5 and 6 drops in here. But I've got 2 more lands coming. Probably not. I would argue we don't need to grab a land this time. Sure. Ooh. Well, that's cool. So we'll get in with Toxic Dude. I'm okay making this trade. Either way's fine. Alright. So then we can Prologue, and then next turn we can do Tekethal. So at least we get a 3/5 flyer. Maybe you can do something for us. So I'm going to do Prologue instead of Font. We're not on Font plan yet. Font's not until we've proliferated a few times. Sure. Alright. So that's cool. If Tekethal lives, we're looking good. Then we get like maybe double insight. That would be nice. Alright. Alright. I'm kind of intrigued by this deck. I am intrigued by it. So we can play a Curator here and get back Prologue. I'd prefer to get back Augury though, wouldn't I? For the double Proliferate. I feel like it makes more sense. Let's just get a land off of this, I guess. I can do Mesmerizing Dose too. And I can play it. That might actually be smarter, huh? Because then I can... I mean, I'm going to be able to poison him out here soon enough, huh? Alright. Just hope to draw the land at some point. I can also make this indestructible by taking 3 counters off Font. Which is pretty relevant. Alright, well, unfortunately I can't do anything about that. But we're still getting the activated abilities, so that's okay too. So let's just do Dose on the Justiciar, I guess. I mean, I can afford to take more hits if I just play Curator and get back, like, Augury. Yeah, why don't we do that? So then I have a blocker. Yeah, this is probably alright. Probably. something beefy. Well, probably block, I guess. Nice. Good value. Look at that. Alright. So let's do Augury, and then I can get a land. Alright, so we'll get a land. It has to be blue. Wow, lucky. So double proliferate. And then we'll play this, and we'll double proliferate. And then next turn we do the insight and double proliferate, and that should just about do it. I like their deck though. Pretty cool deck. Just glad we got to at least do Tekethal. That's nice. Alright. So, yeah. Cool deck. I haven't seen the artifact build yet, so I'm intrigued by it. It's nice. It's a cool deck. Do I want like reject imperfection? They have a lot of 3 or less good targets for it. That's kind of true. Could do that. Add even more double blue in here. I don't know what I'm cutting for it either. Huh. Maybe the Surgeon. We'll bring in the counter. More double blue. It's a lot of double blue. Almost enough where maybe it's justifiable to do 1 less white. That's probably true. No, but I guess we have... No, it's just 8. But we have the Dune Mover too, so maybe it is smarter to just make sure we can really hit that double blue when we need it. Yeah, it's probably true. A lot of ground dudes. Huh. Do I want the Drownenicker? Kind of doesn't feel worth it on Splash, necessarily. Do I want like just the 1/3 or the Anatomist instead? Get another blocker. 2/5. No artifact disruption, or destruction, rather. Could do the 4/4. 4/4s are just pretty solid in this format, I feel like. Let's get rid of the Splash, lessen it, I should say. Get a 4/4 going, because we still have a good amount of artifacts, especially with the Hive. Alright, let's try this. Is Sinew Dancer worse? Pretty spread out. Ah, let's try it. Yeah, it's a good hand. Very good hand. Got Tekethal again, too. We even have the means to hopefully find our land. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool. So we'll do the Hive. Hopefully the Prologue can find what we need it to. Oh, got the land too. That's really nice. So probably Prologue here. I don't really want to Mesmerizing Dose and Escaped Experiment, especially when they don't have anything to proliferate on there. Sure. Yeah, Theorist is pretty awesome in that deck. I like that. Prologue, draw. Hopefully find the... Oh, we got the land good. So we got that. So I think we play the Tekethal first. They can have an answer for it, but if they don't, they're in trouble. Actually, I guess this would be smarter with 5 mana because we could make it indestructible. That's true. I mean, we still get double proliferate, so I guess that's good. Sure. We need to get that. Ooh, wow, they have even more good stuff, huh? So we're at 5. So we get the corrupt going, tap the indestructible dude, I guess. Double proliferate, and then we can tap as well. So we'll get rid of indestructible dude, I think. Double proliferate. Oh, it loses all. I was gonna say, why are they not corrupt? But they are. So we'll gain our life. Go to 7. Then we can tap the Theorist. We want to play the Enforcer here. 6 mana, so we can do Enforcer plus Font and still tap. So we want to do that. I don't know if we're actually dead yet or not, I can't tell. Let's get the crying baby up here. There we go. So we'll tap the E2, I guess. I guess we still die, don't we? Oh no, not quite yet. Not quite yet. Pretty close. No, we do die. Because I don't have enough blockers. All right. See you in round 3. Don't love this hand, but we're on the draw, and we have Augury, so I guess that kind of helps. Can find some action along the way, maybe some more card draw. Otherwise, it could mull. I mean, 6 lands is pretty bad. It's just we have all 3 colors, but we're pretty reliant on drawing non-land cards. Because, I mean, at this point, any land draw is just really bad for us. So maybe we mull. Maybe we mull. That seems a little unsafe. This is better. Still not great. I think we'll actually ditch a swamp if we have the Dark Slick Shores. Well, that's a good draw. I mean, we don't get to utilize the Proliferate, unfortunately, but it's alright. So, Gladiator is actually a decent mesmerizing dose target, at least. Ooh. So, dose can only hit non-creature, or creature rather, not non-creature. So it doesn't do me much good. A bunch of lands that we don't really need, huh? Guess we'll get a second white. Technically need that. Oh, another white. Well, not so good. Guess I'll do this because it can come back at some point. I don't really have anything else going on for at least 2 more turns. Oh, they had the artifact too, huh? Nice. Alright, Injector looks pretty unexciting here. Nice. Good one. Alright, let's do Evangelist here. So this is remove an oil counter from it. If it has no oil counters, you lose the game. And we lose 2 life whenever one of our creatures dies. Alright, sounds good. Nice follow-up. Might have to go grab a bottle for Lee here. He's getting pretty squirrely. Well, I can play that. And does that have trample too? Well, that's good. No trample, I suppose. I mean, my removal's good against this thing if they can't proliferate. Nice one. Beautiful. Awesome. Alright. I'm gonna grab a bottle quick. Well, we'll see. I guess he's just looking at the computer right now, so maybe he's okay. We'll see. If he starts screaming, then we'll know he's not okay. So, playing against a deck that does stuff and things, I think we bring in the counter spell because they've already shown us 2 pretty important counter spell targets. Anything else we would like to do? I don't think so. And we can probably, well, Sinew Dancer looks great. Probably want to bring in the 3rd one. Tapping down a big old demon that they lose the game if it goes away. Let's, I guess, dump Drown and Ichor again? I don't know. Splash anyway, so it's kind of awkward, and probably dump the Surgeon, I guess. Alright, let's try that. I like our deck a lot. Conceptually cool. Obviously not doing well at all, but conceptually cool. It's a good hand. All 3 colors. Got a turn 2 Hive. Mover can get our 2nd blue. I like that. So, yeah, we'll probably get a 2nd blue with the Dune Mover there. Ooh. Good one. Ooh, we got a 2nd blue. That's nice. So, I mean, I don't really want to dose yet because, and I guess we don't even need to search up a land now either. We do have 2 6-drops, but I think we're probably going to draw a land. Famous last words, probably draw a land by the time. We'll see. So we'll get that going. Oh, good. So, we get to proliferate too. So, I can actually save the dose. I might do that. I'm gonna do this. And I guess I can augury now, proliferate. And I guess get a Font of Progress for more future proliferate. Another counter on them. Alright. No attacks that time. And we have the Sinew Dancer, so that's cool. Maybe we just do the Curator now. Yeah, Curator, get back Augury. And then we'll play the Dancer. And then we have a Tapper too, so that's pretty good. Oh, sorry, I just realized my screen's all messed up. Let's see if we can fix that. Not really. They've got Corrupted now too. What do they cast? Oh, the Prologue, okay. Alright, I mean, they're in pretty serious trouble now. Especially if they're attacking. I was gonna say, yeah. Doesn't do much. Alright. Ooh, so let's just dose, tap the 2/4, do Proliferate. And then we tap the Duelist. And we can at least get in with these. Keep back the Curator because we're going to be up to 8 poison. And we have the Augury, so we're pretty close here. Alright, they don't want to deal with it. I'm alright with that. Okay, so game 3. Anything I want to do different? I don't think so. Stick to the same plan. And the Sinew Dancers are obviously pretty sweet when you have your thing and your stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my so it's not blocking the view there. I have to like pay attention to my camera because it's so dark in this room that it's like taking up spots on the battlefield there. This is tough multitasking. Fixing my camera, I got a baby, trying to play a Magic game. It's good. It's a good test for my brain because I got problems with multitasking, so I should be able to try this. Well, we should probably mull this. It's a little dangerous. I want to keep this hand, especially on the draw, because this hand just goes off with the white mana, I think. But we'll be a little safer. All right, this hand's good. This is a good hand. We'll probably ditch the... it's actually a tough one. Do I keep the Blisters, though, or do I ditch the draw? I'm definitely not ditching Augury, and I'm definitely not ditching Tekethal. It's one of our big finishers, but it's a little bit slow, but it's a strong card. Are 3 cards more valuable than a 4/4 flyer with more card draw? I don't actually know. I think I'm going to actually ditch the Insight. That might be wrong, because it comes down faster, but Blister Zoe is one of our better cards, so I think I'd rather have that. There's our Sinew Dancer. So I'll probably just offer the Sinew Dancer for the slaughter here. So I don't have Corrupted coming up anyway. Yeah, Dune Mover of my own's not bad. We'll do that. And I guess we'll get our black mana. I think that's okay. Get our splash color. And next turn we can do the Tekethal. I like that. Sorry about the baby screaming. I can't prevent it. So yeah, we'll probably just attack and then play the Tekethal here. He probably wants a bottle, I'm thinking, but unfortunately I don't have one handy. I think I'm just going to put it on mute, guys, sorry. And just can watch and see what's going on. If I can find the mute button. Okay, everybody ended up going 1-2. Like I said, I thought the deck was sweet. Obviously, we didn't do very well, but that's okay. It was still a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see if Lee will let me do pack one, pick one. He said it's okay. He said it's all right. You can do 2 pack one, pick one. So pack one, pick one here. Yeah, I'd take the Hive. It's good enough. I mean, losing the life sucks, but the ability, the corrupted ability, just works so well. I like it. I've seen Sprinter go off too, so I like that. And then final pack one, pick one. We've got, what do we have? Another Tekethal. Yeah, I think we'd slam that. What's this one do again? Oh yeah, this card's sweet too. Exile stuff. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.